All right, it looks that we're live on Facebook. Let me go live here on Zoom as well. It's funny, my microphone is Zoom too. You wouldn't believe how many confusions it caused. Okay, it looks that we're live on Facebook. We're live on Zoom as well. Let me share this video with you as I said. Guys, we will start really soon. So if you're joining here on Facebook, please hold on. I'm sending you the link here. Okay.
Okay.
Show video URL. But I mean, nobody joined yet because I haven't promoted it yet. So this is the video. I see people are joining, which is amazing. So I will start watch party as well. And let's get into it. So have you prepared the presentation again, Nikunj?
Yes.
Exciting. All right, guys, we're starting really soon because today we are talking about 6 actionable steps to truly understand your audience as an e-commerce store owner. So let me share it in PitchGround Facebook group so everybody can watch. All right, guys, we're starting really soon because today we are talking about 6 actionable steps. I hear something from your end. So let me share it in PitchGround Facebook group so everybody can watch. All right, we're live everywhere. Sorry guys for a little hiccup on the start, but we need to promote it everywhere. So Nikunj, I will mute you for a second. Please mute the video so okay. I don't hear any echo. Great. So guys, today we're talking about 6 actionable steps to truly understand your audience as an e-commerce store owner. So if you want to make informed decisions in your e-commerce store about your audience, what offers you should offer to them and so on, what products are the right for your audience, by understanding them properly, you should keep watching, you should stick around, ask questions, because Nikunj will be sharing a lot of amazing value as usual. He prepared some slides. There will be a place for you to ask questions as usual. So please, guys, don't hesitate to ask in the comments. I see more people are joining. I see people here, Wolfgang. I see Jeffrey. Nice to see you all. June, Key, Lee, Louis, Red, Rose, Geography. Amazing last name. And yeah, so Nikunj, let's jump right into it. So second webinar. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Thank you all for joining. I'm super excited for today. I've really put in a lot of hard work into preparing these slides. I hope you guys like it. Do share your feedback at the end of the session. And don't hesitate to ask any questions while I'm speaking.
Absolutely. Yeah, so thanks a lot again for joining, everybody, and let's dive right into it. So Nikunj, please, if you could share your screen, I think we can start talking about it. That's a beautiful presentation. It's a wow.
Okay, thanks for your feedback. So everyone able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So hi guys, I'm Nikunj Thakkar. I'm co-founder and CEO at Shoppr. Those of you who have joined today, yesterday we talked about understanding, like why to understand your audiences. Today we are going to talk about what are the actionable steps that you can take to fully understand your audience and use that to grow your business. Okay, so let's dive into it. So what are we going to talk about today? So little bit of background on the audiences, like yesterday's topic for the newcomers. what is audience analysis, why to do audience analysis, known audiences versus unknown audiences. So the people like whom you have already engaged with, and the people who are new to you, and how to engage with them. And then the key points for today, like actionable steps to follow. And at the end of the session, we will take questions. Okay.
Sounds perfect. Let's dive into
Yeah.
it.
So yesterday, during the webinar, we talked about different types of customers, how they behave online, what are the characteristics of people, why they buy, how they take decisions, what is that motivates them to make purchases, right? So this is a little bit of background on what we had talked about yesterday. We are going to go a little bit deeper on audiences and talk about these aspects. Okay. So what is audience analysis? So audience analysis is basically a research of demographics, languages, location, people's preferences, interests, and
Mm-hmm.
other matrices within a group. A group is basically your target audience. So basically, whom you are selling, and what does this research provide you? It provides you with one thing that is called a buyer persona. So for any kind of businesses, uh, there could be multiple buyer personas. So let's say if we talk about Shoppr, right? So Shoppr targets e-commerce store owners. So it could be like a single store owner, it could be multiple store owner, it could be enterprise, right? So all of these three different entities are different. They have different kind of needs, and based on that, their persona is formed. So when you do audience analysis, the result of that analysis should be a buyer persona. Once you have a buyer persona, you start studying more and more about these people, and that gives you like those details, or that data gives you actionable insights, right? So what kind of actionable insights does that give? We are going to talk about it later in the presentation. Let me move next, which is why audience analysis. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
why to understand people, right? So there are three key things about uh, doing an audience analysis. The first one is to cut down your cost, right? So if you really understand your audiences, you are going to save tons of money. So right now, the problem statement that we started while building Shoppr was to help entrepreneurs save money in their marketing campaigns, right? To improve their ROI on ad campaigns. How? So allowing them to create better audiences on Facebook, on Google, on their mailing campaigns, right? So research says that reduction in cost up to 56% for businesses using quality audience analysis. So if you are doing it right way, you are going to save a lot of money in terms of your spendings, in terms of acquiring customers, engaging with them, retaining them. Uh, so that is one of the benefit. The next benefit is beat the competition, right? So today we are living in a very highly competitive market. So if any new product comes up, within few days there will be new competitors popping up, and they are going to grab your market. So if you are doing a blanket advertisement and poor targeting, it will reduce your amount of leads that you are getting, and it will result into a very poor conversion, right? So if you want to stay on top of your competition, uh, go dive into your audiences, understand them well, and based on those analysis, define your marketing strategy. Okay.
Okay.
And the next thing is, don't bore your customers. So
That
today
I
what
love the
we see.
design. It's such a great design.
So last point is don't bore your customers. So today we see like there are platforms, Facebook, Instagram, lot of brands, they just like use schedulers and keep on bombarding content without looking at how people are reacting to that content, if they are engaging with that content or not, if they are relating with that content or not. They are just posting and posting. So if you are going to do that, it is not going to work out, right? Eventually, people will lose interest in your brand, and then you will lose a lot of money. So when you are creating a content, make sure you understand your audience and you create a content which they are able to relate to. They can engage with it. They can talk about it, and that is going to result into a good quality lead. So 61% of marketers believe that they create content which is engaging. On the other hand, 56% of consumers believe businesses need to have deeper understanding of their needs, and 51% of consumer believes brands send too much irrelevant content. So on the one hand, marketers believe that they are creating a really good content, but on the other hand, people think that the content that they are receiving is not good enough, right? So these are the three key points. There could be many points under like why to understand your audiences, but these are some of the key points that you need to focus on while doing your audience analysis, right? So next thing we are going to talk about is your known versus unknown audiences, right? So there
Okay.
are like when you do your marketing activities, there are multiple steps. So the first step being the awareness. So awareness is about like letting people know about your brand, about your offering, about your business, right? Once they come to know about it, they start to generate interest. Once they generate interest, they read about it. They might take it into consideration during their next purchase, right? That comes to the at intent phase where they have certain intent of buying with you. After that intent comes a purchase when they make their first transaction, and after it is up to you how to retain them, right? So if you see in the brackets, I have like there are certain matrices for both the phases. So first 3 point is one phase, and the next 3 point is another phase. So first three phase is more. So when you are on the first three phases, what kind of matrices you need to track? So you need to track about relevance score of your content, reach versus engagement. So if it is reaching to millions of people, but not a lot of people are engaging with it, then there is a problem, right? Then you need to think about your cost per click. Like if you are running ads, so what is the cost per click, and what is click through rate, right?
Okay.
And where can you track these matrices? So the data sources for this matrices are your native social media analytics, so your Google Analytics dashboard, your Facebook Analytics dashboard, your Instagram Insights, or whatever channel that you are using. We are also going to talk about these tools later on, but these are some of the basic tools that you can use to track these matrices during these phase. In the second phase, during intent, purchase, and retention, what are the matrices that you need to track? Are the conversion, like if you are able to convert uh, users into buyers or customers, uh, retention rate, so how many people you are able to retain as your customer. What are the new versus repeat customers? So that is also a key important metrics that if people are only making one-time transaction with your brand, or if they are making repeat purchases. And what is the churn rate? Like how many people, even after like being a repeat customer, if they're leaving your platform for something better, or maybe there's an issue with customer service and stuff like that, right? So you have to always stay on top of these matrices. Uh, how to track these matrices? So there are so many CRM tools which will allow you to do this. Even third party tools like Shoppr, on which you can track these kind of matrices and stay on top of it.
And we will be talking about Shoppr later.
Yeah. So any questions so far?
So far, I don't see any questions, but guys, of course, if you have questions, please ask us, and we'll be answering them.
If I'm going too fast, you can tell me to slow down.
Will you be sharing this presentation, or is it super secret and you will keep it for
No, no,
yourself?
no. It is public. Anyone can like use it. I'll publish it on SlideShare.
That's perfect. Yeah. So guys, we'll publish this presentation in Facebook group after the webinar.
Okay. So let's dive into the today's key topic, 6 actionable steps to understand your audience. So these are the 6 steps that you need to take to really understand your audience. Okay. The first one is never miss out on data points, right? So in today's world, data is the key, right? So make sure when you are launching a product, when you are even before like launching a product, when you are just thinking about your idea, start collecting data points. It could be in terms of like just sharing about your brand or your idea and seeing how many people react to it, right? So when we started like the idea of Shoppr, what we did is basically we posted in couple of groups. We also wrote a few blog posts to understand like how people take this thing. What do they think about marketing? What do you think about e-commerce? What are the problems and stuff like that? We talked to a lot of e-commerce founders. They gave us really good insights. And
Mm-hmm.
once we like started creating the product, we put out a website. We put in a lot of tools to track like what kind of visitors are visiting website, which pages they are visiting, how much time they are spending and stuff like that, right? So never miss out on any data points. uh, how? So use these kind of tools.
Mm-hmm.
So to collect data, you can use Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel. You can use chatbots on your website. You can use Google Search Console, HubSpot, intercom, and also don't miss like having contact forms on your website. A lot of people think that it is old fashioned, but it is not. Trust me, we have received very good inquiries on the contact form on our website. And there are bunch of other tools based on your business that you can use. So figure out which are the best tool or what is the best marketing or analytics tech for your business, and
Mm-hmm.
and adopt that. The earlier you adopt, the more beneficial it is, because even if like integrating these tools take a very little amount of time, and if you are even not planning to use that data like in near future, it will be always good to have the data collected and you can utilize that later on. So even if let's say you think a certain tool is not right for you at this moment, there's a free version available or there's an alternative available which is cheaper and easy to integrate. Have those tools in place and start collecting data, right? In certain business cases, uh, recording sessions like tools with Hotjar and other things,
Mm-hmm.
that is also beneficial. So how people are using your product, which parts they are interacting most and stuff like that.
So
So
you recommend using these tracking tools even though that we don't necessarily require data right now?
yes, yes.
Interesting. I haven't heard that advice before.
So why is that? Your business is eventually going to grow, and then once your business grows, you will the more and more distance you will have to make, and at that time, if you have right data points with you, you'll be able to like make those decisions very easily. Otherwise, you will have to
Right.
do market research from the scratch, and that might not be the correct one, right?
Right.
So
So it's basically about saving time that once we are scaling, growing, that we don't have to acquire the data from scratch.
right, right.
Okay.
So these tools are going to give you emails, name, location, affinity, languages, preferences, a bunch of insights that you can use for your marketing strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's move to next point. The next is about consolidating your data. So you have used bunch of tools, and the data is now scattered on all the places. So figure out a tool which can consolidate that data and give you a like very sophisticated report kind of a thing which you can analyze, right? So what kind of tools we are talking about? So we are talking about tools like Segment or HubSpot, which like has data from multiple sources. If you are going for a very industry specific or a use case specific, Shopper also falls in that category where we are helping e-commerce entrepreneurs understand their data in a deeper way.
Mm-hmm.
There's another fantastic tool which is running LTD on PitchGround is Gray Matrix, which also brings data from many sources and gives you reports, right? And Zapier is also there. Using Zapier, you can also like create communication channel between tools and use it for consolidating your data. And there are many more tools in this segment. So figure out what works best for your business and then adopt those tools early on. Okay.
Okay.
Let's move to next point, which is about leave no room for guesswork. So now
I like
you
that.
have a lot of data collected, but when you start a business, you always have assumptions or hypothesis. So what I believe is validate your hypothesis early on the business. So let's say if you think that certain product is going to work in certain market, or it is going to attract certain kind of customers, do A/B testing or split testing on your ads. Spend some money to validate that hypothesis and rule out all the assumption or guesswork early on in your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say if you so it this is applicable in multiple functions of your business. So one is, let's say if you have a website, right, and what kind of messaging that you want to give to your customer. So create two separate messaging pages and promote both of them and figure out which has a better conversion or which attracts more people, right? So that is one example. Second is if you are running Facebook ads, right? So in that there's an option to do A/B testing. So you can have two different copies, two different ad set, images or videos in your Facebook ad and run it on a low budget. And if you see there's a higher conversion in certain ad sets, scale those ad sets and kill the other one. You can do experiment with different kind of audiences, different kind of geographies and stuff like that. So this is very important to like rule out all the guesswork early on the business. What this will give you is a very focused understanding of who your customers are, what they buy, how they buy, the things that we talked about yesterday, right? So we were talking about these like 10 points where how customers make decisions.
Yes.
So using these techniques, you can validate those things and then stay focused on your marketing.
We have
Okay.
a comment here from Somia. Yeah, data is the treasure. Data is the treasure.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to the next point, which is about make your data work for you. So generate actionable insights. So using like once you have consolidated those data points, the next thing you have to do is to adopt tools which basically tells you what is the how to understand the data, right? So let me show you examples of actionable insights. So if you're using Google Analytics, you will know there's a panel on the right hand side which says Analytics Insight, and this is a snapshot from one of the e-commerce store where it says your e-commerce conversion rate decreased on some landing pages. Then it will tell you which are the landing pages and what is the difference,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is another screenshot, like a bunch of screenshots from a marketing analysis report. It says like what is working for your business, right? So Facebook users who came to the site at 3 p.m. Between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. are significantly more likely to convert than other Facebook users who came at a different times. Target future Facebook and Facebook ad campaigns around this time. So it is very specific, and this has come up after like analyzing a lot of data from Facebook campaigns and the
Mm-hmm.
page, right? Visitors from Facebook are significantly more likely to convert when they are returning. Retarget these users to bring them back to the site, right? So these are like very interesting insights, and this is coming because like there's a lot of data available. There's a whole bunch of activities and campaigns going on Facebook page, and after analyzing like uh, so many posts, videos, and content on the page plus their campaign, these kind of insights have come up.
Right.
Also, location-based insights like Facebook users from Quebec are significantly more likely to convert than Facebook users from other locations. So this is specifically telling you these are the demographics or geographies working for your business. Target them, right? So use adopt the tools which can give you this kind of insights,
Mm-hmm.
and it will make your life much easier. Okay. Let's go to the next point, which is about improvising and refining targeting by analyzing patterns, right? So for this particular point, I have taken screenshot from Shoppr. So when you connect your e-commerce store, Shoppr gives you this kind of analytics. So there is something called customer shift, right? So if you see in this particular chart, there are like in quarter two, there were a bunch of repeat customers which are in quarter three now became inactive, which is very bad for business, right? Then there are a bunch of new customers which also became inactive, and then there are some customers who had only registered, they started making that their first purchase, right? So this is what analyzing patterns tells you from your business. So a lot of people miss out on these kind of details when they don't use proper tools for their analytics. Okay, the another one is basically customer segments. So out of all my customers, like how many customers are big spenders, how many are lost customers, which are the new big spenders coming on my platform, which are the recent customers on my platform, right? And then there are numbers around new versus repeated customers and what is your churn rate versus retention rate. So like analyzing that these patterns and using these insights to retarget your audiences will really improve your ROI on the marketing that the money that you are spending on marketing.
So these are the screenshots from Shoppr, right?
Yes, yes.
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Man, I
Let's
cannot really wait for seeing the platform, and I think other people can't wait as well.
let's go to the last and final point is basically evolve. So evolve is evolving your strategy, evolving your technology stack based on the market conditions, right? So a lot of people did not believe that the video could do wonders, and now the platforms like TikTok and others have come up, and people are heavily relying on video content, right? So same way, whenever there is something new, don't resist it. Adopt in your marketing strategy, capitalize on it, and that could also give you a lot of benefits. So right now, if you run ads on platform like TikTok, which are like very cheap compared to Facebook or Instagram or other platforms, right? So if you are
It's
targeting,
actually amazing that they made TikTok ads available first in India.
right, right.
I mean,
So
it's not very usual, right? That India gets some things first, like uh, in this like space ads and so on. So it was quite a surprise, and I'm glad they did it because they have a huge audience in TikTok in India, right?
TikTok is a crazy in India. Like a
Are
lot
you
of
on
people.
TikTok?
I'm not on TikTok,
You should be
but
there. You
I
should be dancing and talking about data. It would be so fun to watch.
so so I have seen their ad panel and stuff like that. I analyzed a couple of my friends use it, so I do have an account, but which is inactive. Like I don't post any videos there, but I keep on looking like the likes and follows and the reach that people get
You're
on.
analyzing it by like a cobra in the grass, like Gary Vaynerchuk
Right,
says.
right, right, right.
Yeah, I mean, what is really the upside for right now for the B2B company to be in TikTok? Let's say that Chopper would be on TikTok or you would be on TikTok. Is there really like an upside for in a business sense?
So for not for B2B at the moment, but for B2C, that is a huge opportunity. A lot of brands I have seen focusing heavily on TikTok. Even recently, there were a couple of movies which use TikTok in their like movie stories, right? And that shows the strength of the platform. Even like movie stars have to come on the platform. They have verified profiles on TikTok, and they have to regularly post content. So if they want to sell for the brands, they have to be on TikTok and promote those products, right? And there are a lot of bunch of TikTok influencers who are making money like crazy just promoting products on their TikTok videos.
Yeah, I mean, the most common argument I hear or the objection why not to be on TikTok is that the audience is way too young, right? 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, or 14 year
Yeah,
olds are there. But they will be older one
yeah,
day, and
yeah.
this will be their number one platform. I mean, I'm not there yet. I might be missing out, but for me, like I feel LinkedIn still have has more sense than TikTok. But
So I'm going to do bunch of experiments, running like some ads for Shopper and see, like there might be some people who might be running e-commerce tools and they are there on TikTok. So I'm going to do some experiments around it,
mhm.
and if they works well, I'll definitely post it on PitchGround group.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I mean, that would be such an interesting case study. We were running some ads on TikTok as well as a pitch ground, and it wasn't that amazing. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of impressions, but I mean, it's quite difficult for 15-year-olds to understand what is a software as a
Right,
service and lifetime deal, right?
right,
So
right,
it didn't really resonate. But guess what? Like we know it right now, and we know it because we tested it and we like did our best to evolve, and
right,
we're testing Spotify ads, for example, as well too, which is interesting. They opened it too for public Spotify ads, and it's actually very cheap and very innovative format because it's a audio only. Well, audio will get your attention, then you will open your app and you will click the visual image which you upload there.
right,
But you need to think differently about it, and it's just fun to create ads like this.
right. Spotify is a great example to target like B2B people, because there are like very interesting podcasts hosted on Spotify, and like I've seen a lot of people crazily follow those podcasts. So if
Hmm.
you're targeting business people, this is the right time to like be on Spotify or like similar podcast platforms, because a lot of entrepreneurs have started like listening to podcasts. There's a like very great content out there,
Yes.
and people are spending more and more time listening to that content, and it is
Uh-huh.
like very convenient. So I like from my office to my home is like about 15 to 20 minutes travel, and I like just put in any episode which is like that long, and
Yeah.
I learn new things while driving and stuck in traffic. So
Yeah,
that's
and Nikunj, it's so funny that you're saying that because I found myself that I almost stopped listening to music, that I'm almost listening to podcasts on my Spotify. Um, and I listen to like multiple different podcasts. It's not like only business, but
right.
do you have some like um, favorite podcasts you listen to that you might recommend to audience who are watching or to
So
me?
I'm a crazy fan of How I Built This by
Right,
Guy Raz
great, yeah.
on NPR. That's some amazing content there.
Yeah, I'm like listening every day. It's not really about marketing, but the format, how it's created, it's amazing. It's called Darknet Diaries.
Okay.
Maybe you know it. It's about like hacking and breaches to like maybe physical buildings, right? That these penetration testers that people need to go into building to test whether the building is secure, or they need to hack into some software to see whether the software is secure. And it's so interesting to see the creativity aspect of all these
Right.
things,
Right.
and it just gives you it's a form of like my entertainment, but it's not like a waste of time because I still learn.
Right. 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 So
So
I
yeah,
think
guys, we sidetracked a little bit, but podcasts. If you want to listen to some cool podcasts, listen to how I build this or how we build
yes,
this.
How I Built This.
How I build this is basically about how entrepreneurs talking about how they build their businesses.
Yeah.
And
There's
if you're a fan.
another one. It's called Masters of Scale, which is also about entrepreneurship and scaling your businesses. That is also an interesting one.
Perfect. I don't see any questions. I see people are just reacting to it, joining, and so on. But I don't see questions. So I think that we can wrap this up for today. And
Yeah.
tomorrow we have another webinar, I guess, right?
Yes, tomorrow we have a webinar around understanding customer segments for your e-commerce business. So we are going to do a deep dive on a particular customer segment part. So the specific thing like recent customers, lost
Mm-hmm.
customers, how like we calculate these kind of things, and how you can utilize these segments to basically strategize your marketing. So we are
Yes.
going to talk more about this thing.
Perfect. Let me quickly share my screen. So yeah, tomorrow creating e-commerce customer segments to massively grow your revenue. So guys, join same time, same place. You can watch us on YouTube, on Facebook, either in our group on Facebook page or on Twitch, and replays are immediately available on both of these platforms on Facebook and on YouTube as well. And the next week, February 17th, we're launching. Shoppr is going live. There will be a detailed walkthrough how exactly you can use it, step-by-step installation, so how you will implement Shoppr on your page, so you will start getting all these data and start maybe building your own customer segments and audiences. So guys, thanks a lot for joining. This was amazing, and as we promised, Nikunj will share the presentation into group. Or Nikunj, just send it to me and I will post it. If you don't want to spend time like posting it, and I will do it for you. And yeah, is there anything else you would like to add to our audience?
No, so thank you so much everyone for joining. I'm super excited to launch Shoppr and talk more about how we can help e-commerce businesses grow. And do share your feedback about today's presentation. What are you expecting from tomorrow? And I'll definitely try to cover those topics in there.
All right. So thanks a lot for joining, Nikunj. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining for today's webinar. And we will see you tomorrow talking about creating e-commerce customer segments to massively grow your revenue. So please join us tomorrow as well. Bye.
Bye, everyone.